Today we were talking about payslips. I'm delighted to say we've got a guest. We've got Hannah Zhu, the wonderful Hannah Zhu, an accountant who is going to look more specifically at payslips and the intricacies of them. Most of us look at our payslips and we just go to the bottom line and see what's going to go into our bank account. But it's actually very useful to have a look in more detail at payslips. So I'll hand across to you, Hannah. Just maybe give us an overview of what a payslip incorporates.
Okay, thanks, Aidan. So hi everyone, my name is Hannah. So I do, as part of my service, I do help people make sure their tax code are right, and also help them with the income tax, sort out their tax issue, everything like that.
Yeah.
So this is a very common thing we deal with. If we give an overview, so there are two parts of the payslip. Just make it simple. Mm-hmm. So one is income. And we, to make it easier, so we make it green. And the other side is a deduction. So we just make it red. These are the money, whatever deducted from your gross salary. And then underneath we have the net pay. So that's a general format of the payslip.
Yeah, because most of us, I know I'm guilty of it myself, I go straight to the net pay because that is what goes into my bank account, and that's really all I focus on. But it's worthwhile looking at it. It is broken down quite nicely, income and deductions. Could you, Hannah, maybe talk a bit more about the deductions? Obviously this side is very straightforward, that's just the income from your employer, am I correct in that?
Yeah.
And then this side is the deductions. Can you take us through the deductions and what they are, what they entitle?
Yeah, sure. So perhaps just a little bit still a little bit on the income side. Although this side is more straightforward. Again, like not just your income. Sometimes you might have other stuff here.
Yeah. Some
other taxable income, which is related to your employer. Say if you get commission from your employer.
Yes.
But again, these are only taxable income goes here.
I see.
Some doctors ask me, especially I work with doctors quite a lot. Some of them get like training, it's like a scholarship.
Yes.
So these are not taxable. So these things don't go here. But again, deductions, there are lots of people interested in.
Yeah.
So at the moment, in general, there are two main type of deductions. But here we put three because very soon. So two main things with income tax and national insurance. But finally, pension is become more and more common because lots of small businesses, it becomes like a compulsory thing for employers to take care of the pension as well. Mm. Yeah. That's
interesting. So what happens on bonuses? If somebody was paid a bonus, that would come in the income side as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, that's
perfect.
right.
Yeah. And it might be a little bit difficult for people to see because the screens are reversed, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that all come through. But hopefully we can get that. Hopefully you'll get the gist of it. Yes, so we've got the deductions. National insurance, did you talk about that already?
Yeah, national insurance is actually a very interesting thing. Mm. So basically people perhaps didn't really look at what's the difference between income tax and national insurance.
Exactly, yeah, that's my question really.
Yeah, but there are two separate deductions.
Yeah. First
of all, income tax is, as we see, when we earn the money, and we also call it PAYE.
PAYE, yeah. So often that will show up as PAYE there.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Yeah.
But that's an income tax.
And PAYE stands for pay as you earn.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So we're all familiar with the tax.
Yes.
But not everyone familiar with the national insurance.
Well, that's right. But everyone has to pay it. Am I correct in saying that?
Most of people, national insurance has its own threshold.
Yes.
So just to give you a guideline, I know the screen is a bit reversed. Just give you a bit guideline. So if a person earns around more than £80,000 for the year currently, then they will have national insurance to pay.
Yes.
Starting rate is 12%.
Yes.
But up until 45k.
Yep.
Then up until that, anything above 45k, that's 2%.
I see.
Yeah, and it's deducted on top of.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So unlike income tax, which as you earn more goes up, national insurance, as you earn more, actually comes down. So that's quite reassuring.
Yeah, that's reassuring. And also, that's also why there are some people have problem with like overpaid national insurance.
Right.
Especially, I do work with like doctors. They have multiple jobs.
Yes.
So if they have multiple jobs, overall income above 45K, but each of their employers deduct their national insurance just as if they're under 45K.
Got you.
So
Yeah.
everyone is paying national insurance at 12%. So that's why there are people overpaid national insurance.
I see.
Yeah.
Got you. And then obviously with auto enrollment coming through, more and more people are going to be seeing the pension line on their pay slips. And although that's classed as a deduction, unlike these two, the income tax and national insurance, that actually goes into your own pot. So although it's a deduction, it's putting it aside for later to when you retire. So it's not as negative as some people may think. Looking at all the reds there. So these two you don't see again, but the pension is just put aside in your own little pot. Yeah, and then so what happens as you go further down the pay slip here?
Okay, so of course we have total of deductions.
Yeah.
Just a little bit illustration on
Yes.
actually on the root of here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's actually income tax, national insurance. Although pension is like goes straight to your pot, that's still yours.
Yes.
Income, national insurance, that goes to the state benefits.
Yes.
So like unemployment benefit or maternity allowance. So that still goes to people.
Or towards your pension when you
Yeah.
do retire, the state pension.
Yeah, state pension and income tax. As we see our National Health Service, if we that is funded, yeah. And lots of doctors, they complain, why am I working so hard to fund the patient's lifestyle? That's, they complain patients, they are on benefits. They make them sick and come to doctors to use the NHS for free. So, well, we can say this is the root of all evil. That funds the patient's benefits.
Okay, so then we move further down and you've got a summary of all the deductions. So that's not a nice thing to look at because people sort of think, this is it's quite a big deduction when you look at that. So, but I suppose you can think that not all of it is going away. Some of it is going into your own little pot. I would say the money you earn here. What we tend to think is the money you earn is still yours. Yes.
It's not for the taxman. As you can see, all this tax or national insurance, pension, eventually it's benefiting us.
Yes.
And also always think it's because you are the one who works so hard and add the value to earn this money. And eventually, of course, we can be smart at tax, make sure we pay the right amount of tax and national insurance.
Yeah.
But what we tend to think is like eventually these things will still benefit us.
That's right. Well, that's a good way of looking at it, and we don't want people being too upset when looking at their faces. Then we get down to the bottom, and this is the figure that hits people's bank account. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what appears in your bank account, deducted of these things. The more you put into the pension, the less income tax you pay. So if you need any advice about that, delighted to help you with that. And that's one of the areas that I help with, helping people set up pensions and helping people invest in their pensions. And basically, the more you put into the pension, the less income tax you do pay. So very, very worthwhile. Hannah, we haven't spoken about tax codes. I thought it's obviously everyone's payslip has a tax code, and that's like a reference to what tax rate they pay. So maybe you could talk a bit more about that. It's sort of accountant's jargon down here, isn't it? But it's always worth having a look at what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, tax code is a very complicated thing and very important. I actually have a whole session about tax code in one of my previous the Facebook Live.
Interesting,
so
that'd be good.
Feel free to refer back to that. If you watch on YouTube, I put a link below as well.
Perfect.
And also, I'm going to put on the online course, which includes explaining the tax code in details.
Yep.
But here, I just give you a little bit illustration. So, tax code, first of all, every year, the normal tax code can be slightly different because each year the personal allowance are different.
Of course, yes.
So for 1718, this number 1150L, that's a normal tax code.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
because
most people would see that on the
yes,
tax code. Okay.
yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Because this year the personal allowance that's 11,500.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
the
they
jargon makes sense. Ah,
yeah.
right,
So
good.
they just remove the last zero and replace by L.
Like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I've learned something there. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, and then so not everybody's got that tax code. Some people can have. I know often people talk about being on emergency tax codes. What's an emergency tax code?
Okay, so emergency tax code here is like because there are different people have different tax codes.
Yeah.
Like if they have previously overpaid or underpaid tax.
Yeah.
Or if they are on like have a second job.
Yeah.
But here it's just that your employer wasn't sure what tax code you were in before if you change jobs.
I see, right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
But then, most of the cases you've been put on 1150L.
Got
or
you.
sometimes they put like W1, M1. That stands for week 1, month 1.
Good
Yeah.
call, there's a lot of jargon,
Yeah.
But I think the message there is you've got to be on the right tax code so you're paying the right amount of tax, and also it's quite complex area, so definitely speak to your accountant. If you have any doubt about which tax code you're on or how much tax you're paying, speak to your accountant and get that sorted, because it's something that not often the HR departments are very good at. Am I right? Yeah, so speak to an accountant, somebody like Hannah who's an expert who absolutely loves these codes and goes to bed reading about tax codes.
Yeah, exactly. It's important to get your tax code right. I think especially you've been working like for a couple of years, and your tax code sometimes might carry on the previous underpaid or overpaid tax.
Got you.
Or even you have employer give you perks.
Perfect.
Like health insurance.
Yeah.
These might change as well.
Got you.
Or even you have if you have VCT investment.
Yes.
Or have some sort of like dividend, but then you don't want to fill in the self-assessment.
Yes.
So you can use a tax code,
Got
but
you.
of course there'll be certain limits.
Yeah.
In order for you to change the tax code.
Yeah. Well, Hannah, that has been an absolutely fantastic overview of payslips. I've learned a lot about the tax codes and the different breakdowns, so that's been great. If people want to get more information from you, I'll put a link on on my Facebook page they'll be able to get you, and also on your own Facebook page they'll be able to link up with you.
Yeah,
if that's been interesting, we'll talk more about pensions and reducing these tax bills so that you're paying less deductions and having more net pay coming to you. But that's been great, and also I've got some other sessions coming up over the next few weeks looking at different aspects of financial planning, so delighted to help you and look at them for you. So if anyone else wants to follow me or like the page, we'd be delighted with that. But anything else you'd like to say, Hannah?
Well, anything else I would like to say, first of all, when I know it's money is an emotional topic.
Very, very much so, yes.
Especially when it comes to a lot of salary doctors.
Yes.
They quite often get really upset when they look at this. They say, why I'm working so hard and then just to get paid this much.
Yeah.
But first of all, the money you earned eventually is benefiting you. Not immediately, but for long term or indirectly.
That's very reassuring.
Yeah, and second is everyone needs to take responsibility for their own finances.
Correct. Yeah.
And tax bill.
Yeah.
So I think this is really raised the awareness on what you need to look out for. Things like make sure your tax code is right.
Correct. Yeah.
Or like make sure you pay the right amount of national insurance. These are the things you need to be aware.
Yeah.
And when it comes to asking for professional help, then you will know the right place to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. There's lots of professional help. Hannah can help you on the accounting side. I can help you on the financial planning side, and we are delighted to help. So thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you very soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.